In this video, we'll explore the 7 toxic phrases parents often say to their children, and the harmful impact they can have on their child's mental and emotional development. As a 30-year-old family man, understanding these effects could greatly enhance your relationship with your children and their overall well-being. It may be tough to hear, but it's crucial for better parenting. Please stay strong and watch till the end, as we aim to replace these toxic phrases with healthier alternatives. Lesson 1. Why can't you be more like your sibling? One of the most toxic things parents can say to their children is comparing them to their siblings. This phrase not only undermines the child's self-esteem but also creates a sense of competition and resentment within the family dynamic. Let's delve deeper into this issue and understand its impact with the help of an example. Imagine a family with 2 children, Alex and Sarah. Alex is an outgoing and sociable child, while Sarah is more introverted and prefers spending time alone. Whenever there is a family gathering or social event, the parents often compare Sarah to Alex, saying, "Why can't you be more like your brother? He's so friendly and everyone loves him." Such comparisons can have damaging consequences. Sarah might internalize the belief that she is not good enough as she is, leading to a constant need for validation and feeling inadequate. Additionally, the comparison may strain the sibling relationship, creating a sense of rivalry and jealousy between Alex and Sarah. As Sarah grows older, this comparison can seep into other aspects of her life. She may struggle with self-confidence, finding it difficult to form healthy relationships or pursue her own interests. The constant comparison to her sibling may make her doubt her own abilities, leading to a lack of motivation and fear of failure. To address this toxic pattern, parents can adopt a different approach. Instead of comparing their children, they can focus on celebrating each child's unique qualities and strengths. For example, if Sarah excels in art, parents can praise her creativity and encourage her to pursue her passion. By acknowledging and appreciating each child's individuality, parents can foster a sense of self-worth and create an environment where children feel valued for who they are. Moreover, parents can promote a healthy sibling relationship by encouraging cooperation and support rather than competition. For instance, they can organize activities that allow the siblings to collaborate and appreciate each other's strengths. This can help build a strong bond between them and eliminate the need for comparison. Lesson number 2. Why can't you be more like your sibling? One of the most toxic things parents can say to their children is comparing them to their siblings. This phrase not only undermines a child's individuality and self-esteem but can also create resentment and rivalry between siblings. Let us delve into this lesson in detail, with relatable examples. Imagine a family with 2 children, Alex and Sarah. Alex is known for being academically inclined, while Sarah excels in sports. One day, their parents sit them down and say, "Alex, look at how well Sarah performs in sports. Why can't you be more like her?" In this scenario, the parents unintentionally create a sense of inadequacy within Alex. Instead of acknowledging and appreciating Alex's unique strengths and talents, they compare him to his sibling, implying that he is not good enough as he is. This can lead to feelings of low self-worth, diminished confidence, and a strained sibling relationship. As Alex grows older, this constant comparison may affect his overall development. He may feel pressured to live up to the expectations set by his parents, causing stress and anxiety. He might start resenting Sarah, as he perceives her as the benchmark for success. The parents' words have unintentionally created a divide between the siblings, fostering an unhealthy competitive dynamic. Furthermore, this toxic phrase can hinder a child's ability to embrace their own unique identity. Each child is an individual with their own set of strengths and weaknesses. By comparing them to their siblings, parents fail to recognize and nurture these individual qualities. This can limit a child's personal growth and prevent them from exploring their own passions and interests. To illustrate this point, let's consider another example. Imagine a family with 3 children, Emma, Jake, and Mia. Emma is an exceptional artist, Jake loves mathematics, and Mia has a talent for playing musical instruments. However, their parents constantly compare Emma's artistic abilities to Jake's mathematical prowess, saying, "Why can't you be more like Jake? Look at how well he does in school." In this case, Emma might start doubting her artistic skills and feel inadequate. She may begin to lose confidence in her abilities and question her own worth. This comparison not only undermines Emma's self-esteem but also fails to acknowledge and appreciate her unique artistic talents. It hinders her from fully embracing her passion and pursuing a fulfilling creative path. Lesson number 3. You're always lazy and never helpful. One of the most toxic things parents can say to their children is constantly labeling them as lazy and unhelpful. This kind of negative reinforcement can have a detrimental impact on a child's self-esteem and motivation. Let's delve into this lesson further, exploring why it's harmful and how it can be replaced with a more positive approach. Firstly, repeatedly telling a child that they are lazy can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When a child internalizes this label, they may start to believe that they are indeed lazy and incapable of being helpful. This negative perception of themselves can drastically affect their confidence and hinder their efforts to be productive and contribute positively to the family or society. To illustrate this point, let's consider an example. Imagine a 10-year-old child named Alex. Alex's parent often tells them, "You're always lazy and never helpful." This constant criticism leaves Alex feeling demotivated and unworthy. As a result, Alex starts avoiding tasks and chores, believing that their efforts will never be good enough. This behavior reinforces the parent's perception of laziness, creating a vicious cycle of negativity. Instead of resorting to such toxic comments, parents should focus on encouraging and nurturing their child's sense of responsibility and capability. By providing constructive feedback and emphasizing the value of their efforts, parents can motivate their child to take initiative and develop a strong work ethic. In the case of Alex, a more positive approach would be for the parent to say, "I appreciate when you help out around the house. It makes a big difference, and I'm proud of you." This kind of reinforcement acknowledges and validates the child's efforts, boosting their self-esteem and encouraging them to continue being helpful. Moreover, it's essential for parents to understand that children may have different strengths and interests. Just because a child may not excel in a particular area doesn't mean they are lazy or unhelpful overall. Each child has their own unique talents and abilities that should be recognized and nurtured. Returning to our example, let's say Alex struggles with completing homework on time but excels in artistic activities. Instead of focusing solely on their academic shortcomings, the parent could say, "You have such a creative mind. Let's work together to find strategies that help you manage your time effectively so you can excel in all areas, including your homework." Lesson number 4, you're just not good at this. It is common for parents to unintentionally discourage their children by using phrases like "you're just not good at this." This statement can have a significant impact on a child's self-esteem and belief in their abilities. It implies that they are incapable of improvement or success in a particular area, leading to a fixed mindset. Let's consider an example to better understand the consequences of this toxic phrase. Imagine a 10-year-old child named Alex who loves playing soccer. Alex is passionate about the sport and dreams of becoming a professional player one day. However, they struggle with certain skills, such as properly kicking the ball or scoring goals. One day, after a game, Alex's parent approaches them and says, "You're just not good at this. Maybe soccer isn't your thing." Hearing this, Alex feels a wave of disappointment and self-doubt. They start questioning their abilities and lose confidence in their potential to improve. This toxic phrase becomes a barrier to their growth and limits their enthusiasm for the sport. As time goes on, Alex may become reluctant to participate in soccer activities, fearing judgment and failure. Their passion for the game diminishes, and they may even give up on pursuing their dream of becoming a professional player. This toxic phrase has not only affected their soccer skills, but has also impacted their overall self-belief and motivation. Toxic phrases like "you're just not good at this" disregard the developmental process and the importance of practice and perseverance. Children need encouragement and support to build confidence, refine their skills, and overcome obstacles. Instead of focusing on their shortcomings, parents should adopt a growth mindset approach. In the case of Alex, a growth mindset would involve acknowledging their current challenges and providing constructive feedback. Instead of saying, "You're just not good at this," a more supportive approach would be, "I see that you're working hard on your soccer skills. Keep practicing, and you'll get better with time." This approach emphasizes the importance of effort, improvement, and the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and practice. Lesson number 5, you're a bad child. One of the most damaging things a parent can say to their child is labeling them as a bad child. This statement not only undermines the child's self-esteem, but also creates a negative self-image that can persist into adulthood. Let's delve into why this phrase is toxic and how it can impact a child's life using a relatable example. Imagine a scenario where a child accidentally spills a glass of milk while trying to pour it into a cup. The parent's immediate response is, "You're such a bad child. Can't you do anything right?" This simple phrase carries a profound impact on the child's psyche. Firstly, labeling the child as bad implies that their behavior defines their character. It creates a fixed identity in the child's mind, making them believe that they are inherently flawed. This can lead to feelings of shame, unworthiness, and a constant fear of disappointing others. Furthermore, such labeling fails to address the underlying issue or behavior that caused the mistake. Instead of guiding the child towards finding a solution or understanding what went wrong, this phrase focuses solely on criticizing their character. It disregards the opportunity for growth, learning, and improvement. The long-term consequences of being labeled a bad child can be significant. As the child internalizes this perception of themselves, it can affect their self-confidence, decision-making, and overall emotional well-being. They may start to doubt their abilities and become hesitant to take risks or engage in new experiences. The fear of failure and rejection becomes deeply ingrained, hindering their personal and professional growth. Moreover, this toxic phrase can strain the parent-child relationship. Constantly being labeled as bad erodes trust and creates a hostile environment. The child may withdraw emotionally, feeling unable to meet their parents' expectations and fearing further criticism. This can lead to a breakdown in communication, distance, and resentment. To understand the impact of this phrase better, let's consider an alternative approach. Instead of labeling the child as bad, the parent can focus on the behavior itself and separate it from the child's identity. For example, they could say, "It's okay, accidents happen. Let's clean it up together and be more careful next time." Lesson number 6, stop crying. It's not a big deal. One of the most harmful phrases a parent can say to a child is, "Stop crying. It's not a big deal." This dismissive response can have long-lasting effects on a child's emotional well-being, creating a belief that their feelings are invalid or unworthy of acknowledgement. By invalidating their emotions, parents unintentionally teach their children to suppress their feelings, which can lead to difficulties in expressing emotions and forming healthy relationships later in life. To understand the impact of this phrase, let's consider an example. Imagine a young child, let's call her Emma, comes home from school feeling upset because her classmates made fun of her artwork. Emma is visibly upset, with tears streaming down her face. Her father, unaware of the impact of his words, tells her, "Stop crying. It's not a big deal. Just ignore them." In this scenario, Emma's father unintentionally dismisses her feelings and fails to provide the support and validation she needs. Instead of addressing her emotions, he brushes them off as insignificant, suggesting that Emma should simply ignore the situation. While his intention may be to toughen her up or teach her resilience, the underlying message is that her feelings are not important or worthy of attention. As a result, Emma learns that expressing her emotions is futile and that her experiences are not valid. Over time, this can lead to a pattern of suppressing her feelings, which may manifest in various ways as she grows older. Emma might struggle to communicate her needs effectively, have difficulty forming deep emotional connections, or even develop anxiety or depression as a result of repressed emotions. To break this cycle, parents can adopt alternative approaches when their child is upset. Instead of dismissing their emotions, they can validate their feelings and provide a safe space for them to express themselves. Going back to our example, Emma's father could have responded differently by saying, "I can see that you're upset. It's okay to feel that way. Let's talk about what happened and find a way to make you feel better." By acknowledging Emma's emotions, her father validates her experience, showing her that her feelings matter. This encourages open communication and helps Emma develop a healthy emotional intelligence, allowing her to process and express her emotions effectively. Lesson number 7, you're such a disappointment. The phrase "you're such a disappointment" is one of the most toxic things a parent can say to their child. It can have a profound and lasting impact on their self-esteem, confidence, and overall emotional well-being. When a parent utters these words, they are essentially telling their child that they have failed to meet their expectations, and that their worth is diminished as a result. This can create a sense of shame and unworthiness within the child, leading to a host of negative consequences. To understand the gravity of this toxic phrase, let's consider an example. Imagine a 10-year-old boy named Alex who loves drawing and dreams of becoming an artist someday. One day, he excitedly shows his latest artwork to his father, hoping for words of encouragement and support. Instead, his father looks at the drawing with a disapproving expression and says, "This is terrible. You're such a disappointment. You'll never be a successful artist." In this scenario, Alex is devastated. He had eagerly anticipated his father's approval, and instead, he received harsh criticism and a crushing blow to his self-esteem. From that moment on, Alex may start doubting his artistic abilities. He might lose confidence in pursuing his passion, believing that he will never be good enough. This toxic phrase has planted seeds of self-doubt and may hinder Alex's creative growth and potential. Moreover, the impact of such words extends beyond the immediate emotional response. Over time, if Alex continues to hear this phrase repeated, he may internalize it and develop a negative self-image. He might believe that he is a disappointment not only in his art, but in other aspects of his life as well. This can lead to feelings of worthlessness, anxiety, and even depression. As Alex grows older, the effects of this toxic phrase can manifest in various ways. He might avoid taking risks or pursuing new opportunities, fearing that he will disappoint others or himself. He might struggle with perfectionism, constantly striving for unattainable standards to prove his worthiness. Alternatively, he might rebel against these expectations, seeking validation and acceptance elsewhere, potentially engaging in risky behaviors or forming unhealthy relationships. It is essential for parents to understand the power of their words and how they shape their child's self-perception. Instead of using phrases like "you're such a disappointment," parents can focus on constructive criticism and encouragement. For instance, in the scenario with Alex, his father could have said, "I see that you've put a lot of effort into this drawing. Let's talk about how you can improve certain aspects. Keep practicing, and I believe you'll continue to grow as an artist."